Hey everybody, this is Dan with Daneproof. I've got Isaac and Clark, our two older boys here. They're going to help us do some cooking for our dogs. And we're going to have some fun, show you what the Daneproof bed's all about. So, Isaac, what I'd like you to do, we're going to make our own special recipe out of all our dogs' favorites. Why don't you start by putting all the pepperoni in there? And Clark, you know Stella loves tuna?
Yeah.
We use that to get her healthy. Why don't you go ahead and mix it up in the bowl? Got it open, bud? There we go. Dump it all in there. Give them all of it. Alright, I'll take that back from you. Now, string cheese. You got a dog, you know they love string cheese. Clark, why don't you break those up, throw them in there. Now, here's a real special part. Diesel's absolute favorite. No matter how good he is, if there's butter on the counter, he wants it. So I'm going to include that just because. Let's go with 2 big spoons. Alright. Give that a quick stir. Isaac, we're going to include your favorite. I got you a fudge round. Why don't you go ahead and sample it, make sure it's good. Is that a good one? Alright, throw it in there. Alright, while Clark's stirring that, I'm going to show you what we're doing. No other bed manufacturer for dogs would do this. I made a miniature Daneproof bed, okay? It's about 2 feet by 1 foot. I made it exactly the way we make all of our beds. Same material, same stitch pattern, same everything. Over here you got our velcro flap. That hides our high quality white cake zipper. Keeps the dogs away from it. Keeps me away from it too sometimes. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Now, we didn't put a mattress in this one, and we're not putting our colored cover over it. Both layers are waterproof. Except for the stitching. Nobody should really call their bed waterproof unless they treat the stitching, but you don't want to put those chemicals on there and expose them to your dogs. It's basically like using a silicone sealant on the stitches. So other than the slight chance maybe a little bit will come through the stitch, the fabric's nice and waterproof. There's the inside, there's nothing in here at all, just a normal Daneproof bed. You got that all mixed up?
Yep. Alright,
I'm going to have Clark go ahead and put that in here. You can go around the other side of the table, might be easier.
Okay.
Scoop all that deliciousness in there. Now, you saw our fun little recipe. I want to make sure that the dogs really want it. So I got about a 4-pound steak here for them. As soon as Clark gets that in there. You got that? Alright, come take a look at what's in there. Doesn't look too delicious, but you saw what it is. We got some tuna, we got some pepperoni, we got cheese, we got a fudge round, and we got Diesel's favorite butter. We're going to go ahead and add a 4-pound steak in there. Now, what I'm going to do is zip that closed, just like you would any of our beds. I'm going to fold the zipper over. I'm going to close that Velcro up. Right there, inside of that, there's the steak. We're going to set that there. Why don't you boys go get the dogs real quick? Get Diesel and Stella. We're going to clean up our mess. I'm going to take this out of here with me and the table. Now if you look over here, this is our sewing room. We moved everything out and everybody was sewing out there today. Right here's my iPad. Hi iPad. That's running a time lapse for us. So we don't want you to sit here for an hour and watch the whole thing. We got the time lapse going so you can see what happens in real high speed. Over here, I got a GoPro sitting down here at eye level for the dogs. Actually, that can see the side of the room that the time lapse isn't going to see. I also started that and took a shot of me and the iPad taking the time lapse before we came in here. So, we're going to go ahead. Boys, if you could carry this table out, go ahead and open up that door. Just go ahead and carry that on out. Diesel, Stella. Now Diesel's my service dog and he's been taking care of me for about 5.5 years now. Come here guys. Diesel, what's this? Stella, are you hungry? Come here. I want to make sure that they really want this. So I'm going to go ahead and unzip it. Stella, look at this. What's in there? Oh my god. Stella, take a look at that. Oh. You want a bite? So I got it all over my arm, but have pepperoni. Stella, you want some too? Here's some for you. Good girl. Stella's got a big scar on her side. We rescued her. She had a unfortunate incident with the fence, in case you're wondering what that's all about, but she's an amazing welcome member of our family. And I'm going to do what no dog bed manufacturer would ever do. I'm going to leave this right there with these dogs for about an hour or so. I might let them out if they start whining and stuff, but they will not get that steak. That's how we stand behind the Daneproof bed, and you can go get yours at Daneproof.com. Thanks. Come on, guys. Let's go ahead and carry that on out. Diesel, Stella. Now, Diesel's my service dog, and he's been taking care of me for about 5.5 years now. Come here, guys. Diesel, what's this? Stella, are you hungry? Come here. I want to make sure that they really want this. So I'm going to go ahead and unzip it. Stella, look at this. What's in there? Oh my God. Stella, take a look at that. Oh. You want a bite? So I got it all over my arm, but I have pepperoni. Stella, you want some too? Here's some for you. Good girl. Stella's got a big scar on her side. We rescued her. She had a rather unfortunate incident with a fence, in case you're wondering what that's all about, but she's an amazing welcome member of our family. Now I'm going to do what no dog bed manufacturer would ever do. I'm going to leave this right there with these dogs for about an hour or so. I might let them out if they start whining and stuff, but they will not get that steak. That's how we stand behind the Daneproof bed, and you can go get yours at Daneproof.com. Thanks. Come on, guys. Diesel. Come on. Go get that. I'm going to get interested in it. What's this? Good boy. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Oh, it's good stuff. Get it. What's in there? Smell it. Oh, smell it. Smell it. Mmm. Get it. You can have it. Good girl, Stella. Good girl. Stop. Stand in there. Good girl, Stella. Oh, smell it. Get it, Stella. Good girl. Get it. Here it is. Try it. You're making a boring video. You're gonna make me excited. Get it. Don't give up. Come on. Get it. Good girl. You gotta make them really excited. Try it. Right there. Diesel, you want it? Yeah. There's goodies in there. You can have them. You can get them. Hey, it's Dan with Daneproof. We just put a steak inside of a miniature one of our Daneproof beds to show you can't get into it, period. We put steak, pepperoni, tuna, cheese sticks, a fudge round, and what else? Oh, Diesel's favorite, a couple scoops of butter. Anyway, they've been in this room for about an hour and a half. We had an iPad going for a time lapse. We also had a GoPro going, give you a dog's eye level view. I think the dogs were more interested in getting out of the room and hanging out with me than they were once they realized they weren't getting in the Daneproof. But we're gonna go inside. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna show you. The steak's in there. Daneproof bed is still just fine. We made it exactly the way we make yours. It's just smaller. Everything else is the same. So let's go check it out. Hey guys. Did you get up? So, all right, we're gonna do the big reveal. Got a camera over here. We're gonna show that. So, GoPro's over there. I got the time lapse going over there. Right here, I got 1 hour and a half worth of. Why don't you come on over here? This is 1.5 hours of a steak inside the Daneproof bed. Not a scratch on it. The dogs tried. I think they just knew better. But I'll open it up. You can come inspect this real quick. Come closer. Nothing wrong with it. They didn't even get the Velcro open. Stella was playing with it, carrying it around a little bit. There's a steak in there. I'm going to open this up. I'm not going to stick my hands in it again. Everybody that owns a Great Dane has been through a bed or two. I've been through probably 15, 20. Diesel here likes to eat doorknobs. Don't you, Diesel? He likes to lock himself in the bathroom and chew your doorknob off. Come on over here and take a look inside this. Let's step back in the light here. Now this is the same one we started with. Still got the steak. That does not look too appetizing. Let me open it up. There's your steak. That was only a Daneproof bed away from the dogs for about 1.5 hours. All the pepperoni's still in there down in the bottom. There's your pepperoni. That looks disgusting. But you own dogs. You know they would have loved it. If they could have got that, they'd have had a good meal. So, go get your Daneproof bed at daneproof.com. We give at least 10% of every dollar that comes in the door towards paying for bloat surgery for dogs that would otherwise die. And that's really why we do all this. So, Diesel, come here. You know what? Come here. You guys deserve something. I'm going to go ahead and give Diesel a chunk of the steak. Probably Stella too. How about this? There. Have some pepperoni. Stella! Here you go.
Good job, Diesel. Have some of that.
While they're sharing some of that, I'm going to go cut up the steak and give them some because they deserve it. Get your bed at daneproof.com. We take care of Danes, they take care of us, and our beds will take care of you. Thanks.